Good to see you early this Friday afternoon, and thanks for joining us on WFMY Plus. We're keeping an eye on the radar heading into the night tonight and also for the next several days. We're watching this front slowly approach the area, bringing in some isolated showers, maybe even a storm or two heading into the night tonight. Isolated in nature, that's going to be more widespread into the day tomorrow, which is why we do have this weather impact alert heading into the day on Saturday. I'm expecting it to really impact us heading into the afternoon and evening, become much more widespread, that is, with scattered rain and thunderstorms, some strong to even severe across the area. What I want you to go ahead and do is keep the WFMY app close by, make sure you have the rain gear ready to go, and of course be ready with those notifications on. I want you to have multiple ways to receive these warnings. Now, I did bring my computer over here because I wanted to storm track just for a second to kind of show you where this front is located, in relativity to us here in the Triad. So, with that being said, let's kind of zoom in other places that are kind of close by and other states, South Carolina and also in Georgia, where we're looking at a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. And, these are kind of packing a punch in terms of hail and also seeing a lot of lightning, cloud to ground lightning, and even a little bit of wind speed, also up to around 60 miles per hour. Damaging winds are also going to be a threat with these storms. Elsewhere, we're also looking toward Tennessee and where we're seeing some other very large polygons here that are showing some severe thunderstorm warnings continuing to impact the area and portions of Tennessee. And then this is all from that front that is approaching our area, but our threat is not nearly as high as it is out to our west. In fact, for us here in the Triad, we're only seeing a couple of isolated showers, even a very small isolated storm right now in portions of Surry County, continuing to form across the area just toward the southwest of Mount Airy, and kind of zooming in on that to show you where that is right now. Again, and this is just for Surry County. The majority of us right now are pretty dry across the area. This is just to the north and also to the west of Dobson off of Prison Camp Road and West Cap Street that we're seeing, a little bit more higher reflectivity, kind of a locally heavy downpour, very isolated in nature. Some other scattered showers also just to the south of Mount Airy near White Plains, a little bit higher with heavy, light to moderate heavy rainfall, I would say, toward Boone's Hill, right near Holly Springs Road. So keep that in mind. These are going to be very isolated in nature heading into the night tonight and before they start to become a little bit more widespread into the day tomorrow. So you know what? Severe level risk, is going to be low for our area into the night. That means isolated, strong, or even a low level severe risk is going to be happening and possible into the night tonight. But the main threat is actually going to continue to be well to our west, and that's where they're going to be seeing more widespread impacts from this front that's going to continue to kind of approach our area into the next couple of days. Zooming out just a little bit so you can have a better look at this. Here's that severe storm risk. You can see the colors right here of yellow and also of orange. That yellow means a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5. That means that scattered severe storms are going to be possible, versus right here in that orange, that's a 3 out of 5. That means that area is probably going to see more storms than not across the region. But for us in the Triad, we're not really seeing any higher impacts until the day on Saturday. And this is actually a very new update, the severe storm risk. So you guys are getting the newest news right here on WFMY Plus. Right here, we're looking at a level 2 right now across the Triad and portions of Charlotte, right here in central North Carolina and the Piedmont. This means that scattered severe storms are going to be possible for our area. Latest check was actually right before I started here at around 1:30, and this was actually all under a level 1. So not surprising that they put our area under a level 2, meaning scattered severe thunderstorms are going to be possible into Saturday. Hence why we do have that weather impact alert for Saturday afternoon, continuing throughout the afternoon and also into the evening. The big things that you're going to want to know for impacts are going to be those damaging winds, cloud to ground lightning, and also some heavy rain, maybe even some small hail in some of these areas. I need you to go ahead and make sure you have multiple ways to receive warnings as we head into tonight, and also especially by the time we get into the day tomorrow. Rainfall yesterday from some of those isolated showers, we really didn't see much across the area, maybe a couple of areas, a couple of hundredths of an inch, like right here in Surry County. Mount Airy saw 1/100th of an inch versus 4/100ths of an inch over here in Wilkesboro. I expect us to see more, though, heading into the next couple of days, with even more scattered shower chances, not just Saturday, but also heading into Sunday. That front, as it closes in on the area, is going to slow down, continuing to bring in more moisture across the area throughout the weekend and also into early next week. Haven't seen much rainfall across the area today, but those couple of little cells I just showed you in Surry County are bringing a couple of hundredths of an inch right now in portions of Surry County right there in Mount Airy. 200ths of an inch. I expect that to go up heading into the next few days. Right now in Greensboro, though, plenty of sunshine. It is a beautiful day, upper 70s right at around 80 degrees at 1:35 this afternoon, with winds out of the southwest around 10 miles per hour, bringing in that nice air right now. With dew points in the 50s, that feels especially nice compared to a couple of days ago when we are kind of in the soupy 60s. It felt kind of like air that you could wear outside. Burlington, very similar weather scenario, still lots and lots of sunshine, couple of clouds, lower 80s for right now with winds out of the southwest. High Point also super beautiful, lots of fair weather, cumulus clouds, isolated showers into the night tonight. Again, they're going to become more widespread if you're just now tuning in with us. They're going to become more widespread into the day tomorrow, which is why we do have that weather impact alert day for tomorrow afternoon through the evening. Temperatures right now all across the board are varying. A little bit cooler in Surry County thanks to that rain moving through with those showers and even that isolated storm. Lower 70s versus for most of us here in the Triad, we're currently sitting in the 80s. 80 right now in Greensboro and in Reedsville, 82 in Stoneville, 81 in Walnut Cove and in Winston-Salem. Dew points also not too sticky across the area. When we start seeing the 60s and 70s, that's when my hair, when I curl it, just goes right back to straight, right? It is the air that you can wear. Right now we're in the 50s, which is still pretty comfortable, although a little bit sticky, especially for this time of year. Highest wind gusts so far today, not pretty high. Again, yesterday we saw up to around 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts, especially in the mountains. But right now, between 15 to 25 miles per hour. But in some of those stronger storms or a low end severe storm, if we're able to see any of those isolated showers or storms develop tonight, we could get mixing all the way down to the surface, which could bring in lots of heavy gusts across the area. And that's one of the things we're going to have to look out for tomorrow. That's going to be the primary threat with those storms tomorrow afternoon and evening for that weather impact alert day on Saturday. So make sure you know that. Kind of, if you need to write it down, you can write it down, but I'm going to keep on repeating it throughout this segment so that you know that you can go ahead and secure those outdoor loose items. Right now, wind gusts across the area are currently in the 15 to 25 mile per hour range, 20 miles per hour in Greensboro, not too bad, 20 also in Salisbury. Tonight's another beautiful night for baseball, despite that isolated shower chance. You can see it right up here. Again, 30%, but that also means 70% of us mainly dry into the night tonight, but you still, for that 30%, should have the rain gear in the back seat and have a plan B to go indoors should an isolated storm or shower form over your area. First pitch for the Hoppers is going to coming up right at around 6:30 this evening. We're going to start out in the 80s. By the time we are heading home from the game, it's going to be back into the 70s, nice and comfortable. Now here's that front that we've kind of been tracking these last several days. Tonight, isolated showers across the area. Could see an isolated strong or severe storm, but for the majority of us, we are staying dry. Not going to be so much the case heading into the day on Saturday. Here comes the front itself across the area, bringing in a line of strong or maybe even severe thunderstorms by the time we're into Saturday afternoon and evening. Timing wise, I would say this is mainly after around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that we're going to have to keep a close eye on the radar. That's going to continue all the way through the later evening hours through around 10 or 11 o'clock. Some models even have a couple of isolated showers or storms lingering throughout the overnight hours, but the bulk of that severe weather timing is going to be from around 2 o'clock through around 11 or so into the evening. So here goes this front continuing to push into the area. Again, this is around midnight Saturday night, pushing into very early Sunday morning between 12 and 1 o'clock. You could still see a couple of scattered showers, maybe even some locally heavy downpours across the area. This system is actually going to slow down as it pushes over the Carolinas, and due to that, that's why we're going to have more shower chances heading into Sunday afternoon and into the evening and also into early next week. A look right now at the futurecast into this upcoming evening. This is just one model's point of view. Some isolated showers. Again, locally heavy downpour is going to be possible, but turning much more scattered by the time we're into the day on Saturday. I'll show you what you mean after this model loads up. Even by around midday, maybe an isolated shower or two, but the bulk that real line from that front is going to start to kind of move through the area early on into the afternoon, and there it comes by around 3 or 4 o'clock. Still seeing some isolated showers or storms with that severe threat continuing through around dinner time. So any plans that you may have for Saturday night, whether it's spending time outdoors, make sure that you have a plan B to go inside. And also just keep an eye on the radar. Make sure you're also able to receive weather notifications, severe weather notifications at that, throughout the day on Saturdays. We are expecting some possible strong to severe storms with this weather impact alert. Still is going to continue to be a little bit unsettled into late Saturday night, early into Sunday morning. Still could see some storms rolling through the area. And just like I showed you a little bit ago, with that front stalling across the area, we're still going to be seeing the chances for scattered showers and storms into the day on Sunday, but the severe risk is going to be much lower. A closer look at the futurecast heading into the next couple of hours. Low to mid 80s across the area, but isolated shower or storm going to be possible later into this evening. Majority of us are going to stay dry, but still want to continue to let you know to have the rain gear in the backseat ready to go just in case if one of these isolated storms does end up over your house and your neighborhood. Now into the night tonight, we still could see an isolated shower or two, but showers and storms are going to become much more widespread by the time we're into Saturday afternoon. I'm expecting most of us to actually remain dry, mostly for Saturday morning through around lunchtime. That's right at around midday, which is going to allow temperatures actually to warm up a bit, upper 70s and lower 80s. And with those southerly breezes, that's actually going to make these storms have a little bit more fuel for thunderstorms. So by around 3 or 4 o'clock, we're really going to be seeing those kind of push in and bringing in that threat of strong to severe thunderstorms. Again, the main threats with these storms are going to continue to be the heavy rainfall. They can pack a punch in a very small amount of time with a slow moving system. Some cloud to ground lightning. You want to make sure that you have a place to head indoors, and also damaging wind gusts. In severe storms, you can see wind gusts up to around 60 miles per hour across the area. So go ahead and make sure outdoor items are secured. Make sure you're equipped for severe weather and you have a way to receive those alerts, you and your family and also your friends heading into the weekend. Now, we haven't received much rain the last couple of weeks across the area, really at all. Just yesterday, we saw around 1/10 of an inch or so, or the day before that. And then the next couple of days, though, looks a little bit more promising across the area, right? This is looking between around 1/4 of an inch, or 3/4 of an inch, up to around 1 inch or so for the majority of us across the area. Now, I do want to note, this is just an estimation, and storms can still drop a lot in a very short amount of time. So while some areas may not get that much, maybe up to around 1/2 an inch or so, if you are able to see a strong or severe thunderstorm, you can get a lot more in a very short amount of time, right? We just saw that a couple days ago with Surrey County receiving over 2 inches of rain from a severe thunderstorm moving through the area. Now, this is the latest look at the drought monitor, where obvious drought conditions have kind of expanded across the area. Moderate drought conditions and abnormally dry. There was much more yellow, which is a level 1 out of 5 across the area just last week, and now we're starting to get a bit of level 2, that moderate dry category that you can see over there, that 53% starting to expand across the triad. In short, we are in need of this rain across the area, and we will welcome it these next couple of days. You just need to be on the lookout for any strong or severe thunderstorms. Now, for the day tomorrow, again, this is kind of an easy way to show you when I am expecting to see a couple more scattered showers and storms, mainly dry in the morning. We're going to be back in the 60s by the time we're into the afternoon, mid to upper 70s. That's when we start to see that scattered shower thunderstorm risk, more so by around 2 o'clock. All the way heading into the evening. Those are the hours that we're really going to have to watch for this. So here's a kind of a look at your weekend forecast. Saturday, we've talked about it, but Sunday, we're still going to have a chance of rain. It's also going to be notably cooler. Although the front is going to stall, cooler air has already entered the forecast, which is actually going to kind of inhibit some of that growth for some of these thunderstorms. So we're still going to be in the low to middle 70s across the area, but at least that thunderstorm risk is going to be down just a bit across the area. We're still going to be able to see some widespread scattered showers across the area. A longer range outlook all the way through Sunday. Still going to be seeing some widespread scattered showers, but mainly just rain at this point. Any of those showers are going to be forming right along the boundary of that front, which is going to stall across our area. I expect the major majority of that severe level threat is going to actually push through on Saturday afternoon and into the evening. Now, I did want to show you this here, your full 7-day forecast. You can tell by the time we're into early next week, isolated shower chances still are back again. That weather impact alert, although showing on Sunday, is for Saturday. It is for Saturday afternoon all the way through the evening from 2 o'clock all the way through around midnight or so. We may adjust those hours, so make sure you stay tuned in with us. Heading into next week, some isolated rain chances. Still lots of sunshine, though. We're back in the mid to upper 70s later next week. Thanks for tuning in with us. We'll see you back here in just a bit.